Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The 1,000-pound sisters universe has always been filled with jaw-dropping transformations, emotional revelations, and family dynamics that keep fans glued to their screens. While much of the spotlight often lands on Tammy and Amy Slatton, their brother Chris Combs has carved out his own unique place in the hearts of viewers. Over the last few seasons, Chris has gone from being the lovable, food-loving, witty brother to a man who has taken his health into his own hands. And now, with whispers of a shocking new look and the possibility of undergoing skin removal surgery, fans are buzzing with excitement and anticipation. This is the story of Chris Combs' inspiring transformation journey, one that might just be heading toward a life-changing surgical milestone. Chris Combs, the unsung hero of 1,000-pound sisters. Chris was first introduced to 1,000-pound sisters audiences as the supportive older brother of Tammy and Amy. At the time, viewers were captivated by Tammy's high-risk health struggles and Amy's dream of starting a family. Chris didn't command the same level of attention initially, but that changed quickly. What endeared Chris to fans was his no-nonsense personality, his sense of humor, and his deep love for his sisters. He was often the one to step in and hold Tammy accountable when she was resistant to change. But beneath his easygoing nature, Chris was also quietly fighting his own health battle. When Chris joined the show, he weighed well over 400 pounds. While not quite in the same category as Tammy, his weight still put him at risk for serious conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and sleep apnea. Chris openly admitted that his lifestyle had gotten out of hand, and being around Tammy and Amy's struggles pushed him to confront his own issues. The turning point. Deciding to join the weight loss journey. For Chris, the turning point came when he realized he wanted to be around for his family, especially his kids and grandchildren. On the show, he talked about how he didn't want to miss out on life events or leave his wife a widow too soon. Fans remember the moment Chris decided to join Tammy and Amy in their journey toward bariatric surgery. It wasn't an easy choice. Bariatric surgery requires a strict pre-op program, major lifestyle changes, and, most importantly, mental readiness. Chris's decision wasn't about vanity, it was about survival. As he began losing weight, Chris became more vocal about his commitment. He worked alongside Dr. Eric Smith, the bariatric surgeon who has become almost as famous as the cast members themselves. Chris's willingness to be transparent with fans about his ups and downs made his journey relatable. The weight loss. Numbers don't lie. Throughout his time on 1,000-pound sisters, Chris steadily shed pounds. By season 4, fans were shocked to see just how much progress he had made. While TLC never released exact numbers, estimates suggest that Chris has lost well over 150 pounds since the beginning of his journey. What makes Chris's weight loss especially inspiring is that he did it while still managing family life and responsibilities. Unlike Tammy, who had multiple hospital stays and near-death scares, or Amy, whose pregnancies complicated her progress, Chris's journey has been steady, consistent, and quietly powerful. But with great weight loss comes a new challenge: excess skin. Excess skin after massive weight loss. Excess skin is one of the most common side effects of significant weight loss. When someone loses over 100 pounds, the skin, once stretched for years, rarely snaps back into place. Instead, it often hangs in folds around the stomach, arms, thighs, and chest. For Chris, who carried much of his weight around his midsection, this meant dealing with extra skin that not only affected his appearance but also his comfort and health. Excess skin can cause rashes, infections, and even mobility issues. Fans began speculating whether Chris would eventually undergo skin removal surgery when he started appearing slimmer on camera, but still carried noticeable folds of skin. The shocking new look. Has Chris already had surgery? Recently, photos of Chris surfaced online that had fans buzzing. His face looked slimmer, his clothes fit better, and there was a noticeable difference in his overall shape. Some fans speculated that Chris might have already undergone skin removal surgery, while others believed he was preparing for the procedure. The truth is that skin removal surgery, also known as body contouring or panniculectomy, is a common next step for bariatric patients. But it's not a simple cosmetic choice, it's often medically necessary. Insurance companies will sometimes cover the cost if the excess skin causes chronic health problems. Whether Chris has already had the surgery or is still preparing for it, his new look has left fans stunned. The once food-loving brother who cracked jokes while eating with his sisters is now nearly unrecognizable in the best way possible. The emotional side of surgery. While the physical benefits of skin removal surgery are clear, the emotional side is just as important. Losing a massive amount of weight changes not just the body but also the mind. For someone like Chris, who has lived in a larger body for decades, adjusting to a smaller frame can be disorienting. Many bariatric patients talk about phantom fat, where they still feel like they take up more space than they do. Excess skin only complicates this process, as it reminds patients of the body they once lived in. By removing the skin, Chris would not only improve his physical comfort but also take a huge step forward in embracing his new identity. It would symbolize closing one chapter and fully stepping into the next. The Slatton-Combs dynamic. One of the most heartwarming aspects of Chris's journey is the support he has received from his family. His wife, Brittany, has been by his side every step of the way, encouraging him through challenges and celebrating his victories. Fans have noted how grounded their marriage seems compared to the tumultuous relationships of other family members. Meanwhile, Tammy and Amy have expressed pride in Chris's progress. Though Tammy's journey has been rockier, Chris has often served as both a role model and a motivator. His progress has shown Tammy that change is possible, even when it feels impossible. The Slatton-Combs family dynamic has always been complicated, filled with sibling squabbles and emotional highs and lows. But when it comes to health, they often rally behind one another. Chris's potential skin removal surgery is likely to be another moment that brings the family together. Social media buzz. Social media has exploded with discussions about Chris's transformation. Reddit threads, Facebook fan groups, and Twitter posts are filled with fans praising his determination. Many viewers who are on their own weight loss journeys have said Chris inspires them more than any other cast member. One fan wrote, "Chris is the most relatable one on the show. He didn't make excuses, he just did the work. I hope he gets the surgery because he deserves to feel comfortable in his own skin." Another fan commented, "Everyone talks about Tammy and Amy, but Chris is the real MVP. His transformation is shocking, and he looks amazing. Skin removal would just be the cherry on top." Clearly, Chris has struck a chord with viewers who see him as both a role model and a reminder that lasting change is possible. What's ahead for Chris? So, what's next for Chris Combs? If he does undergo skin removal surgery, it will likely be documented on a future season of 1,000-Pound Sisters. TLC has always leaned into dramatic health milestones, and Chris's surgery would be a powerful storyline. Beyond the show, Chris's transformation opens up opportunities for him to become an advocate for weight loss and healthy living. He could use his platform to raise awareness about obesity, the importance of family support, and the realities of life after bariatric surgery. There's also the possibility that Chris may simply choose to enjoy his new life quietly, spending time with his family and focusing on personal happiness. Whatever direction he takes, one thing is clear: Chris has rewritten his future. A transformation to remember. The story of Chris Combs is one of resilience, determination, and quiet strength. While Tammy and Amy often dominate the headlines, Chris has proven that he is every bit as compelling a figure in the 1,000-pound sisters saga. His shocking new look is not just about appearances, it's about reclaiming health, dignity, and life itself. Whether or not he undergoes skin removal surgery, Chris has already achieved something remarkable. He has become an inspiration to countless fans around the world. As viewers eagerly await the next chapter of his journey, one thing is certain: Chris Combs is living proof that change is possible, no matter how daunting the road ahead may seem. The unexpected star. When TLC first launched 1,000-Pound Sisters, all eyes were on Tammy and Amy Slatton, the two Kentucky sisters whose combined weight inspired both the show's name and its premise. Fans tuned in to watch their struggles with food addiction, their quest for bariatric surgery, and their rollercoaster family dynamics. But as the show unfolded, another member of the family quietly began to steal the spotlight: Chris Combs. With his sharp wit, relatable honesty, and genuine determination, Chris became more than just the brother. He became a fan favorite. And now, after months of rumors, whispers, and jaw-dropping photos, Chris Combs has shocked fans with a brand new look that no one saw coming. Could it be the result of skin removal surgery? Or is this just the next chapter in his inspiring weight loss transformation? This is the in-depth story of Chris Combs' journey from his beginnings on the show to the shocking new look that has fans across the world buzzing with speculation. Meeting Chris. Chris Combs entered the 1,000-Pound Sisters storyline in the background. At first, viewers thought of him as the supportive, funny older brother who tagged along for family dinners and offered occasional comic relief. But it didn't take long for audiences to notice something. Chris wasn't just there to support his sisters. He was also battling obesity himself. When viewers first saw Chris, he weighed well over 400 pounds. He carried his weight mostly in his midsection, giving him what he once joked was a Santa belly. While his humor softened the seriousness of his condition, fans could see that Chris, like Tammy and Amy, was facing serious health risks. He admitted on camera that he didn't want to end up in the same dire situation as Tammy, whose life-threatening obesity put her at constant risk of hospitalization. For Chris, the wake-up call was clear. If he didn't take control of his health, he might not live long enough to see his grandchildren grow up. A family affair. One of the most fascinating aspects of 1,000-Pound Sisters has always been its depiction of family. Unlike other weight loss shows that focus on individuals, 1,000-Pound Sisters shines a spotlight on how obesity and food addiction affect entire families. For Chris, that meant more than just watching Tammy and Amy struggle. It meant confronting his own habits alongside them. He joined his sisters on their journey, not only to support them but also to begin his own transformation. Audiences loved this dynamic. Fans online began calling Chris the voice of reason in the family, often pointing out how he could call Tammy out on her excuses while still showing her love. He became the balance, the middle ground between tough love and compassion. But underneath the jokes and brotherly banter, Chris had a mission: to save his own life. The decision for surgery. Like Tammy and Amy, Chris eventually decided to pursue bariatric surgery. This wasn't an easy decision. To qualify, patients must follow strict diet and exercise guidelines, attend medical appointments, and prove they can stick to a healthier lifestyle. Chris, however, was determined. He cut down on his food intake, worked on portion control, and stayed active. Over time, the pounds began to melt away. Fans watched with admiration as Chris went from a man joking about his belly to someone who was visibly slimming down. It wasn't just about appearances. Chris frequently spoke about his health concerns. He didn't want to end up with diabetes, heart disease, or worse. For him, the surgery wasn't vanity, it was survival. The transformation begins. As Chris prepared for bariatric surgery, fans saw his transformation unfold in real time. Each season, viewers noticed him shrinking before their eyes. His face became slimmer, his clothes looser, his energy higher. The once jolly, heavy-set brother was turning into a man who looked and felt 10 years younger. His family noticed. His wife Brittany, often seen on the show, glowed with pride as Chris put in the work. But while the weight loss was inspiring, it also led to a new challenge: excess skin. The skin problem. Massive weight loss is often celebrated, but few people talk about the reality of excess skin. For those who lose hundreds of pounds, the skin that once stretched to cover their larger bodies doesn't simply bounce back. Instead, it hangs loose, creating folds around the stomach, arms, thighs, and chest. For Chris, this meant that even though he had shed a dramatic amount of weight, he still struggled with mobility and comfort. Excess skin can cause rashes, infections, and even back pain. Many bariatric patients describe it as a cruel reminder of the body they once had. Chris began openly discussing the possibility of skin removal surgery, a procedure that could remove the extra folds, contour his body, and allow him to finally enjoy the results of his hard work. A shocking new look. Then came the photos. Recently, fans spotted images of Chris that left them stunned. His face was slimmer than ever. His body appeared more toned, his clothes fitting with a confidence fans hadn't seen before. Social media lit up with speculation. Had Chris already undergone skin removal surgery? While TLC has not officially confirmed whether cameras captured such a procedure, fans are convinced. His new look, as many call it, seems to suggest that Chris has taken the next big step in his journey. One fan on Twitter wrote, "Chris looks amazing. I barely recognized him. If he had skin removal surgery, I say good for him, he deserves it." Another fan on Reddit posted, "I think Chris might be the most inspiring one out of the whole family. He put in the work, stayed consistent, and now he looks incredible. Surgery or not, that man has changed his life." Why skin removal surgery matters. For those unfamiliar, skin removal surgery is more than just a cosmetic procedure. Known medically as a panniculectomy or body contouring, it can dramatically improve quality of life. Patients who undergo the surgery often report less pain, more mobility, and a boost in self-esteem. For Chris, this surgery could represent not just the physical removal of skin, but also the emotional removal of his old life. It's a way of saying, I've shed that weight, I've fought those battles, and I'm moving forward. The emotional impact. Transformations aren't just physical, they're deeply emotional. For decades, Chris lived in a larger body. His weight shaped his identity, influenced how people saw him, and even defined his role in his family. Now, with his slimmer frame and possible surgery, Chris is stepping into a new identity. That comes with challenges. Many weight loss patients talk about phantom fat, the feeling that they're still big, even when the mirror says otherwise. Chris himself has admitted that it's strange to look at old photos and barely recognize himself. The emotional adjustment is real, but with the support of his family, he seems more than ready to embrace this next chapter. Family reactions. One of the most touching parts of Chris's journey has been the reactions from his family. Tammy, who has struggled with her own weight loss and health crises, has expressed pride in her brother. Amy, juggling motherhood and her own journey, has looked to Chris as proof that consistency pays off. And fans can't forget Brittany, Chris's wife, who has been a quiet but constant presence throughout his transformation. Viewers have often pointed out how supportive and grounded she seems, standing by Chris's side through the highs and lows. Together, the family has rallied around Chris, and his shocking new look has given them hope that long-term change is possible. Fan reactions. Fans are perhaps the most vocal about Chris's transformation. Social media has exploded with before and after comparisons, inspirational posts, and speculation about surgery. Facebook fan groups dedicated to the show are flooded with comments like, "Chris is the unsung hero of this show. He's proof that hard work pays off. Skin removal or not, he looks fantastic. He's my favorite sibling. Chris deserves his own spin-off. His journey is so inspiring." It's clear that Chris has struck a chord with viewers who see themselves in his story. What's next for Chris? So what's next for Chris Combs? If he has indeed undergone skin removal surgery, TLC may reveal the process in an upcoming season. Cameras love a good transformation, and Chris's journey could provide one of the most powerful storylines the show has ever seen. Beyond television, Chris's new look opens doors for him to become an advocate for healthy living. He could speak publicly about obesity, weight loss, and the challenges of skin removal surgery. Or perhaps Chris will simply choose to live quietly, enjoying his new life with his wife, children, and grandchildren. Whatever he decides, one thing is certain: Chris Combs has forever changed the narrative of 1,000-pound sisters. The new Chris Combs. Chris Combs' shocking new look is more than just a physical transformation. It's a symbol of resilience, determination, and hope. In a family often defined by chaos, Chris has emerged as the steady, inspiring figure fans didn't know they needed. Whether or not skin removal surgery is behind his new look, Chris has proven that lasting change is possible. He's shown that obesity doesn't have to be a life sentence, and that with hard work, support, and perseverance, anyone can rewrite their story. As fans continue to buzz about his transformation, one thing is clear: Chris Combs isn't just Tammy and Amy's brother anymore. He's a star in his own right, and his journey is only just beginning.